Hi, my name is Aslam Moolla. I'm an attorney that specializes in CCMA and labor law. Today I want to talk to you about how to handle the process of disciplinary hearings. You've been working at a company, all of a sudden you see a notice from your manager or supervisor saying in 24 or 48 hours time you're going to be facing a disciplinary hearing. There are a whole bunch of emotions that go through you. Your mind is confused, you don't know what to do, you need to pack up your stuff. How are you going to handle things when you go back home to your family? It feels like a million things going through your mind. The purpose of this video is to help you organize yourself and organize your thoughts so that you are better prepared for the upcoming disciplinary hearing. The most important thing that you need to do is center yourself and be able to record the facts of the situation or whatever is alleged against you. Generally, when you're facing a disciplinary hearing, it's because of some kind of misconduct that you are accused of. What I mean by misconduct is dishonesty, theft, harassment, any kind of violation at work that you should not have done. That's what your company or your ex-employer is now suing you for or accusing you of. So the most important thing is look at the situation objectively. If you get involved with your emotions, you're going to have a difficult time trying to analyze the evidence and being able to prove your innocence. That's critical here, because in 24 to 48 hours time, what's going to happen is you're going to go into that room where the disciplinary hearing is going to take place. Opposite you is the employer representative, which can be anyone from HR or an outsourced company, and then you're going to have a chairperson which is going to hear the dispute. So the most important thing then is to be able to center yourself, look at the situation objectively, and plan your strategy. In terms of how to go about planning your strategy, I would advise you to take out a sheet of paper. On the left-hand side, write down those things that are being alleged against you. So try and break it down into date, time, witnesses. What is the company accusing you of? Write it down on the left-hand side. Then on the right-hand side, you're going to go and write down your defenses to those things. So for argument's sake, if the company has accused you of stealing money between May and June, and you know full well you were not at work, or someone else had access to the bank account at that time, or till register, whatever the case is, try and find evidence to prove your defense. Without evidence, it's just your word against theirs. And the company is probably going to have evidence against you. Which brings me to the next important point. How do you go about getting evidence? Because you're not at the workplace anymore. How do you get your emails if the laptop's back at work? How are you allowed to contact staff members? To be honest, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to communicate with ex-employees. My advice is to think carefully about situations and events which relate to your particular charge. What I mean by that is that particular accusation that's leveled against you, from a perspective of witnesses, who else can testify on your behalf? Is there someone else that can corroborate your version? Is there someone else that can back up your claim? If you need to get a hold of that person and ask them to testify for you, the correct approach is to actually approach either the HR department or your ex-manager and say, I've got my hearing coming up, I need this person and this person to come and testify for me. Please make them available for me. That is the approach, and get it down in writing, because that can be used as evidence at the disciplinary hearing. In summary, you receive the disciplinary hearing notice, there's a whole bunch of emotions going through you, your mind is flooded by thoughts, you don't know how to handle the situation at home, what to tell your family. That's perfectly normal. However, what's important is to be able to center yourself, be calm, look at the situation objectively, and from an evidence perspective, and then go about get that evidence. If you need help with your particular situation, we are CCMA and labor lawyers. We specialize in this kind of work. Click on the link below and we will be able to assist you. Good luck.